Dad.
Bring your family together. Optus Family Plan with 4 SIMs and 250 gigs of data to share.
And welcome back to the... Welcome back, guys, to Meta. I am Midnight, joined by Tico, trying to be funny. We're bad at it, but we're trying our best here. As we are kicking off the semi-finals for the winners of Best of One series here between Rangitoto College, the defending champions of Meta. They have returned, but can they make it to their throne? As before they can get there, they're going to have to get past Kingsgrove North High School, who have looked, I think, really, really strong. And I think probably one of the most likely teams to take Rangitoto down in this tournament.
Yeah, no, Panda Republic have been doing really well. Kingsgrove North High School has been doing really well. I mean, they have 3 pandas in their team. It's really hard to distinguish them as well because they've all got, it's either I Panda I or like capital I Panda I or lowercase L Panda capital I or lowercase L Panda lowercase L. So like, I really don't know how
the system.
They have. They really have, and it happens too often for me to be comfortable with that. But you know,
well,
gotta live through it.
They have done really, really well though throughout the course of Meta. I've been very, very impressed by what I have been able to see of them, and I really think that again, Rangitoto are coming back into this. Their lineup is a little bit different to what it was when they won MEO at the end of last year. But realistically speaking, the core of their team that did lead them to victory is in the arms of Guapi in the middle lane. I don't think it's like, yes, the success of Rangitoto isn't just dedicated to their mid laner, but their mid laner puts so much pressure that if you can't contain Guapi in the middle lane, you're losing control of this game, and you're losing control very quickly. So, Kingsgrove are going to have to take this into account, and I suspect that may be very clear when we do hit the ban phase, Deco, of our game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit rough in terms of containing Guapi because you're right. If he does get that lead, he's gonna snowball that to the rest of his team because he's gonna roam. He's gonna make sure that he impacts the rest of his team. So basically, Panda mid lane's gonna be like, all right, well, I can't really control him because, you know, he's really good. And then Guapi brings all the problems that Panda in the mid lane has up towards the top side. And it's now, hey, it is now top lane's problem. You're gonna feed him a little bit more. So they need to make sure that they contain Guapi, or else he's going to be able to snowball that.
Yeah, and the question will then become, well, how do you do that? How do you stop a player who I think arguably mechanically is going to be near impossible to match? And I think the way you handle him is through smart pick and ban. And I don't mean smart pick and bans of, oh, you know, pick your best singular champion, regardless of what the matchup's going to end up being. Pick something that can nullify the lane. We saw last game, Lysandra is very good at that. The likes of a Galio can also work brilliantly there. So I really hope to see that, as well as a lot of jungle focus. Because if Guapi can't walk up in the lane without thinking, okay, where's the enemy jungler, and am I being ganked for the 7th time before the 5-minute mark, I hope so. That's the paranoia you've got to set into a player like that, because if he's given free reign to just play how he wants, he will find you and he will Liam Neeson you, and it is never a good case to be Liam Neeson.
Yeah, so they've already started targeting him, like taking away Zoe. Very good one-shot potential coming out from that Zoe, because we all know how devastating a Zoe can be when she's hit 2-3 items. So definitely need to be very careful of that one. Other than that, Rangitoto have taken away more of a different variety of champions, but you know, they've only picked one champion so far. But Syndra and Lulu being the mid lane and the support.
Yeah, and I love the Syndra ban here. Syndra is, I think, quite infamously a champion that if she gets ahead, she has the delete button, just the Syndra R key, where it is particularly hard to outplay. It doesn't matter how different the skill level is between or any player. If Syndra's gets the R button on you, you die 9 times out of 10. So I do love that ban there in particular. The third ban coming out from the likes of Rangitoto is, of course, the Olaf. I find the Olaf a bit of an odd ban, personally. If we're looking at what's meta, I believe Graves right now is the epitome of just jungle annoyance. But I think Olaf is Olaf somewhere up there, isn't he?
Yeah, so Olaf has a really strong early game, as well as just can be a nuisance onto their backline when it comes to team fights. May not be as impactful.
Okay, so we'll come back to that in a second.
We don't need to. He's been banned out. We don't even need to talk about it. Rengar has been locked in.
All right, so the kitty cat's going to be unleashed upon Summoner's Rift here, and I always get nervous when I see assassins locked in, because assassins either they have to get ahead, and if they don't, it just sort of falls apart catastrophically. Because at that point, well, why not play a tank? Why not play Sejuani? Why not play the likes of a Jarvan? So I hope that this kitty cat is able to get himself a couple good kills, but facing up against him, we saw it last game, we'll see it this game as well, Tico. Shen is once again hitting the rift.
Yeah, no, it's a smart decision putting Shen up there. Very safe in terms of covering all the bases as a support top laner, as a tank top laner, as a split pushing top laner, and as a global presence top laner. However,
yeah, I was gonna say, he has a few weaknesses. Mordekaiser is definitely one of them. That matchup, to put it in the nicest of terms, what's am I looking for again? Oh yeah, it sucks. To put it simply, he builds his Liandry's Torment, and then you can't step to him. It's horrible.
And then he gets his Rylai's Crystal Scepter, and you can't escape from him.
Yeah, you can't step to him, nor can you step away from him.
Yeah.
He will always stay on top of you there. The final lock-in coming from the side of Rangitoto in the first round is, of course, the Caitlyn. We talked about her, I think, briefly last game, where you need to do well early. I think that's almost a mandatory emphasis here for Caitlyn's nowadays. If you're not 500-600 gold ahead in laning phase, don't pick the Caitlyn. So I really want to see that bully matchup, especially up against the likes of the Ashe, who is also quite popular nowadays.
But they say never mind, and we go back to
never mind, we're in OCE. I forgot we're in OCE, man. That's just a horrible, classic error.
Yeah, but apparently it might have been something wrong with the client. So you know, that's just a problem. That's an entire Riot problem. It's a global problem, not necessarily directly OCE. But yeah, looks like
the
80 carries client has frozen.
Yeah. So
on the
in
side
terms
of
champion
Rangitoto.
select, for champion select though, I'm pretty sure we will resume champion select and repeat it until we get to where we were. So we'll hit the first round of bans, and the first round of picks should be the same unless I'm horribly mistaken.
No.
And I think the interesting thing, we didn't perhaps cover it so much, is so we saw the Shen locked in for top lane from the side of Kingsgrove, which again, up against Mordekaiser is going to suck. I'm quite interested to see the Graves though, because Graves on paper should be able to take control of the game early and should be able to sort of dominate, especially onto the likes of a Rengar, who shouldn't be able to match Graves early, correct?
Yeah, so Rengar does struggle a little bit when it comes to the 1v1s, especially into a champion like Graves, who's got so much invade potential. It's going to be a little bit rough for the Rengar to sort of dodge and duck and weave his way around the jungle to avoid the Graves. That's basically what this is. Graves is going to look to have a good, solid, advantageous lane. Doesn't necessarily matter which lane it is, preferably mid lane in either top or bot. Doesn't have to be both. And it definitely will be looking towards the bot side because we saw the Mordekaiser versus Shen matchup. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do actually see a Senna down in the bot line to pair with the Ashe to make sure that the Caitlyn and whatever support is matched up with her, most likely a Morgana, because Caitlyn Morgana, you know that powerhouse. Where was I going with that?
I was gonna say it feels a bit. The one thing I don't like about what you said, is the adding Senna in as a support. Especially nowadays, she does seem to get a lot more popularity in the role of a marksman over the support, which yes, she was originally designed for. And honestly, I'm much more of a fan of seeing her in that carry role now. She does copious quantities of damage, and again, if any of you guys got to watch the OPL last night, you got to witness the glory that is a Senna into, if it was into Caitlyn matchup as well. That went really, really well. So, I mean, yeah, it could work, but I would be a bit surprised if we saw the likes of that there.
Yes.
I want to see it, though. I want to see it.
Yeah, the thing is,
Senna.
the reason why I say Senna, because Ashe Senna is probably one of the more brutal lanes to go into, because you have the Senna range and you have her poke. You also have the healing potential and the safety of that Senna. You have the slows from the Ashe, as well as the slows eventually coming out from the Senna with a Frozen Mallet. It's just going to be a rough lane for the Caitlyn if a ranged pokey support comes out as the Senna. But as you do say, you don't necessarily see the Senna in the support role as much anymore. So who do you think is going to be the support then?
Well, it depends on how you, because you would assume the mid laner here from Kingsgrove is going to be a high damage output here. So you then need to ask yourself, well, have we got any styles of engage? Not really. Yes, Ashe engage is pretty good. The Shen can be good, but he's not a primary form of engage. So I feel like you're almost obligated to take something along the likes of the Nautilus, a Leona perhaps in the bottom lane. Hell, if you're feeling confident, a Braum, I feel like would be a bit of a better option, because otherwise, Kingsgrove have very limited engage options available to them.
Okay, so they're banning away the champions that I thought might have been beautiful to pair with them. But also, this gives me a slight indication that the Morgana was potentially a pick for the side of Kingsgrove North High School, because they don't want to give Morgana over to Caitlyn, so they want to priority pick it. And they weren't going to put a ban into it, so they were like, you know what, let's pick up Morgana. But then Rangitoto banned it out. Senna was banned away by Kingsgrove. Is that a Lux mid lane?
That's a Lux bot. Lux bottom lane has been popping her nose up a lot more recently. So, yeah, welcome to the new bot lane, Stico. It's now Ashe Lux versus Caitlyn Leona. And all I can think about is if Leona gets level 2 first, that is a dead Lux, and there's no way you're getting away from that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of safety in terms of just all-inning with the Leona, because they really don't have too much escape on the side of Kingsgrove. Like, the mobility is limited with the Lux and the Ashe. They have a lot of disengage, but they don't have a lot of escape.
Yeah. And that lack of escape is going to be what hurts them at the end of the day, because disengage is... Okay, we'll forget bottom lane. I want to talk about mid lane real quick. We talked about volatile matchups, and I think volatile matchups is super important, because that's where the game can sort of get out of control very, very quickly. Assassin into Assassin is about the most volatile thing I think you can put together on Summoner's Rift. Because whoever of this matchup gets ahead takes control of the middle lane and therefore pretty much a huge portion of Summoner's Drift as a result.
Yeah, straight up though, I do think that Panda on the side of Kingsgrove has the advantage here. But I have reasons for that. And I do think that it's because of the jungle matchup. Panda on Graves is going to have a lot of priority over Magnolia on the Rengar. Therefore, I do expect more if both teams are going to prioritize the mid lane. I do think that Panda on the Graves will have more priority in terms of helping them out. And Magnolia might come in with a counter gank, but I just don't think it might be as powerful as a Graves Katarina combo in comparison to a Rengar Yasuo.
Especially in the early game. Pre-6, I 100% think it is Graves Katarina, no question in my mind. Unless the double pandas decide to fight near a brush and decide to give Rengar as many jumps as he wants, which you shouldn't be doing. The Rengar just struggles. Post 6 though, that's where things can get a little bit more dicey because the Rengar hunt comes through, which makes him a lot more mobile. And that's when, Katarina's, she starts dancing back and forth and then she starts spinning, and Rengar, most champions see a spinning Katarina and think, oh god, I need to run away. Rengar sees a stationary target and gets, just starts drooling at the mouth. Because he sees a squishy target that can't move for at least 4 seconds. He's like, all right, let's do this. I'm ready to dance.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing, though. I do think that the reason why I do think, overall, Kingsgrove mid lane has more priority is because with such a volatile matchup, you will be expecting them to try and get a lead as early as possible, especially with these assassins. So when I say as early as possible, I mean pre-level 6, and I mean I will be expecting Panda to come in towards that mid lane to help out Katarina pre-level 6 to get that early advantage and then to be able to 1v1 the Yasuo easy at level 6. And snowball it. I expect a snowball attempt lead from the Katarina.
Yeah, you absolutely have to. And normally I would try raise counterpoints like, oh, but if you look at the top lane, Shen needs help. You cannot leave Shen into the Mordekaiser for very long before Shen, especially after that one item mark, sort of just falls apart. But again, if you lose control of this mid lane, the king of mid lane takes control of Summoner's Rift, and I'd arguably say the first 5 to 10 minutes of this match, and will dictate the entirety of the game through this middle lane. Big claim, but I'm quite confident in saying that given the amount of assassin matchups seeing. So chat, as me and Tika will head off to a short break to load into the semi-finals here for the winners bracket. I want you to tell me who you think is going to win. Is it going to be the Yasuo with Guapi in the middle lane they're taking over, or will Panda of Katarina, because there's 3 of them, be able to fight their way in the middle lane, guys? Let us know who you think will win, and we'll be right back for the semi-final matchup. And the semi-finals here on the winners bracket is about to kick off, everybody. We have, of course, Rangitoto facing up against Kingsgrove with a hell of an explosive matchup in the middle lane. And, of course, tracking of the junglers, the Kitty Cat Rengar Assassin facing up against the Gunslinger of the Graves. A lot is relying on this middle and jungle duo, Tico. We talked about pressure from Graves. Are we thinking like level 2 cheese gank level pressure though?
No.
Oh.
I'd be expecting level 3. So buff to buff, clear a camp, make sure that he gets the advantage with the level 3 so he can come in with a full kit, with a dash, like just basically his entire kit, so that they have every chance of being able to lock down this Yasuo, because you need every tool you can get to be able to lock down Guapi. So they need all 3 abilities from the Graves to be able to lock it down. So buff to buff, clear whatever side he goes for second, and then he goes for a mid lane gank.
Well, we'll keep our track on that one. As the jungle minions spawn, there is a few fun keystones that we do get to see out of here, and I think it is worth mentioning. We do see double cleanse from both marksmans on the bottom lane, which obviously is quite safe, and I think a really good decision, as you do not want to get caught up in every these fights. And perhaps the one I love the most is Ignite Teleport coming in from the Katarina. I adore this on Katarina because at the end of the day, you don't need the flash. It's like Shaco. You are such a mobile champion to begin with. There's like flash is just almost irrelevant.
Yeah. So they're definitely, the Katarina, as you said, it has quite a bit of mobility in her kit anyway, so it doesn't really flash. She'll be dashing everywhere. They hit level 2. They know they have the advantage down here. They walk up and right before that minion dies, they're like, all right, this lane is ours. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it in Champions. Like, I got so excited at the prospect of level 2 Leona. Let's go all in. But Panda and Owo were more than aware of such a trick and played quite safe here. As so far, we may actually see the 2 junglers butting heads sooner rather than later, as Mongolia has cleared his entire bottom side. Okay, no, he just dropped a ward as opposed to invading it manually. So no fights just yet, sadly, Tico.
Yeah, but the thing is, he knows. Actually, no, he doesn't. I don't think. Actually, no, he is aware. Never mind. He is aware where the Graves is. He knows that the Shen. Yeah, he knows that the Shen did help with a leash up the top side, so he knows where the Graves is, which does give a little bit of priority for Guapi to do what he wants and does what he pleases. Not that he's playing Mundo, but still applicable.
And what is quite interesting here is now the jungling's almost... Well, they're facing the other sides of the map now.
Level 4 gank.
Rengar coming through there. Yeah, a level 4 gank coming in through the mid lane here. Guapi is forced away, but he does have backup. Now, they need to be careful because Rengar, he loves the bushes here. This is where things can get tested. And you can see that Pandas, they are so afraid to walk up. They know that Mongolia is nearby, and they don't want to risk the kitty cat dancing around them, but they may just get caught out there. They're going in immediate teleporting, but it may not save them as the Panda goes down. Force the flash out, ignite, and first blood coming in for the kitty cat assassin there. The arrival of Forgive might put Panda in trouble as well, but gets away as the Rengar should be able to disengage without any problems.
Yeah, I don't think Ward Save Lives wants to take this one. Yeah, gets smacked. Definitely doesn't want to take that one. They really should have been weary of the Rengar. They definitely should have been. They were at the start, and then the Yasuo walked away. They weren't expecting a turnaround, and the Rengar just jumps onto the Graves. And yeah, the Graves does have some form of priority, but in a 2v2, when you're near a bush, your Rengar is going to have a time of his life.
And that's the part of the problem there. As we're seeing another fight in the bottom lane here, Lemon Lord will take quite a lot of damage, as will Berry, actually. But they'll disengage with... As I say, it's... In tradition, if it was in the lane, yes, absolutely, the Katarina and the Graves would win that. Unfortunately, I said you cannot underestimate the power of a very angry cat. I've had my leg clawed up enough by the kitties, because those leaps are just so annoying to deal with there. So we'll see how can they utilize the advantage, because Mongolia has grabbed himself a Tiamat. which is a bit of a funner build. Because he's not going to rush the lethality that we always see nowadays, Tico. I almost feel like he's going to dedicate to power farming a little bit here. As we're seeing an early roam. What is Lemon Lord doing?
Well, didn't really need to back. So, oof, Lemon Lord though.
Yeah,
That's
Lemon
why he's
Lord
there.
decides he wants to pick this fight here, is re-engaging on the panel with the involvement of Mongolia. They will just delete the jungler. The teleport coming in from Warsay's life is simply far too late.
Beautiful roam coming out from Lemon Lord. I mean, his AD carry was backing for the pickaxe, and he didn't really need to back himself. So he went up for a roam, see if he could pick up anything, get some wards dropped as well, get some priority around this mid lane, get some priority around the river to then pick up Ocean Drake, which is actually a really smart play from Lemon Lord to be able to pick up a kill off the back of that as well. So really well played by them to realize that that's how they're going to be able to play this and get this early advantage.
Roman, there's those roams that you're not probably really expecting, because when in the first back, so typically, Death Realm, the flash will not save you from the Death Realm ward save lies. You are going to get pulled in, slammed down, and obliterated. Forgive has to dance around the turret aggro, and actually, ward saves that gets out alive. Oh my lord, Forgive, no!
He tried.
That is utterly heartbreaking. You know he had to try that one, but he gets cut down for his troubles.
Yeah, that was a rough experience for Forgive. Panda coming in with clutch, being able to pick up a kill up towards the top side. But as soon as he spots it out, as soon as he spots the Graves out in the top side, Magnolia's like, all right, this red buff is mine.
And I think the Graves might also be his, because it's level 5 to level 5. Last part over, realizes, wait, there's a kitty cat in this bush. No, I don't want to be here. Forced to run for it. If he gets caught by the baller strike, that will be a disaster, but it does not matter as he gets cut down. And the Katarina even teleported in to try and help him.
Yeah, a little bit too late. Teleported as soon as he saw the Graves in a little bit of danger, but ball lane.
Another skirmish, yeah, in the bottom lane here. Lemon Lord playing aggressive. It did get the cleanse out from the Ashe there, but nothing too much more than that, as both of these bot lanes. Whoa! Lemon Lord going in hard, but it may have just punished them there, as Louis will be forced to back away. No cleanse or flash burned by the Caitlyn just yet, but they need to be careful.
Yeah. Talk about volatile assassins. Rengar is 3-0 right now. And you say the full clear, but he really is doing well with just the amount of damage he has right now with the Tiamat. And yeah, it is good for clear, and it allows him to clear a lot faster. But really, it's helping him do a lot more damage as well against the likes of the Graves, against really just making sure that he's taking advantage of this lead.
Yeah, and that lead has it generated 800 gold in the favor of Mongolia right now. And in the middle lane, despite just an assist being donated over, the 30 CS advantage being built by Guapi's Yasuo has really come in a second, actually, as Owo is in so much trouble getting deleted off the face of the bat there. Panda's going in with the smoke screen, but it may not matter as the collateral damage is another damage output. Mongolia will finally fall. The shutdown going down. Lemon Lord by time. Lemon Lord will fall. And Barry gets caught by the interesting arrow, not able to cleanse his way to safety.
Yeah, cleanse came out. It was really quick, but unfortunately that enchanted crystal arrow gave Panda enough time to walk up and get in one more auto attack to be able to pick up that last kill. So a 3-for-1 trade, and I do think that we can call that hashtag worth.
Oh, absolutely. That's when you hit him with it in old chat as well there. And that's what you need. It's coming into the middle lane. Farewell, Panda, but Guapi will fall a 1-for-1 trade between the two of them.
Yeah, really well played coming out from, I mean, yeah, volatile matchup. It is what it is. That happens. And
but
yeah,
in a way, it shouldn't be, Tico. I was going to try to say this before the skirmish in bot lane. Mongolia, 800 gold ahead of his opponent. Well, was before the fight in bottom lane. And in the middle lane, perhaps this is most interesting, there's almost 1,000 gold difference between the Yasuo and the Katarina. So Guapi is just utilizing, probably the CS has something to do with it, this aggression that we see out of him to build up such an annoying lead, because it's one of these situations where now Jungle Panda, or the Graves, kind of has to get involved, or else we're just going to see more repeats of what we just witnessed before.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, Magnolia's picked up quite a significant lead that really I don't think Panda or Panda can really do too much about it. Panda in the jungle and Panda in the mid lane. I mean,
It's so annoying.
it is. We have to specify. I can say Graves and Katarina ball lane.
Oh, fighting the bottom lane now. Enchanted Crystal Arrow tries out by time as well as the light binding there, but it will not matter. Oh no, gets saved by his AD carry, and they'll be able to turn it around. Well, the pills on the piece, but it doesn't connect, and the turnaround coming through was beautiful there from Kingsgrove. Meanwhile, on the top side, we're seeing some more skirmishes. Forgive is by himself. Will he have the reinforcements to be able to get the kill? Panda flashes his way to safety. Forgive will get cut down by wards that saves lives. The only saving grace here for the side of Rangitoto, Tico, is the fact that they will be able to secure the tier 1 in mid.
Yeah, they should be able to get another charge onto the tier 2 as well, so that maybe... Nah, doesn't look like it. Oh, actually, no, it did. Okay, it did.
Yeah.
But that opens up the mid lane, and really Panda falls a little bit further behind than what it was before Magnolia. But
yeah, Magnolia is feeling hungry for the wolf right now. Owo is the very easy target there. The Lux nice and squishy for the assassin to get access to.
oh, you're going golden near a bush? Okay, well that works for me.
Guavi's really lost.
It's fine. He's got flash. He's gonna be able to escape over the wall back to his team. Think they know that everyone is there though, so they have to be really careful when it comes to fighting near this boss side. Panda, however, does pick up that Scuttle Crab, giving them some priority around this Infernal Drake. Should be rather good for them.
And they will be forced to back away because look at the ultimates. Specifically for Rangitoto, they don't have the Rengar ultimate. And the thrill of the hunt is really important because it's how Rengar gets access to his targets. Otherwise, he's got the same problems as a Darius, which is he's the world's easiest champion to kite. So we'll need to see that up and available before the next rotation around Dragon. Hopefully, as I think both teams are just sitting back, chilling out. I say that. Goffy might be in trouble. Oh, wait, solar flare. That's a beautiful solar flare down. They will be able to lock down and stun down Panda. Panda will fall immediately, as well as the Graves to buy time, but it will not matter. Gets knocked out. Final breath coming through. So it dies to the turret. And Skirmish is on the bottom side as well. Magnolia is forced to run for it. Yeah, bush. Whenever that Rengar gets near a damn bush, you better be careful.
Yeah. As soon as the Rengar is like, oh, there's the bush over here, that's when you're like, okay, let's back away from that one. He's got a Duskblade, he's got a Tiamat, he is looking to delete.
Yeah, you don't want to give him the opportunity there, as the Dragon is picked up here by Rangitoto College, now 2-0 in terms of the Dragons as well. As Ocean Soul will be the soul that consumes the rift in its pretty little flowery glow. Look down items. Rengar has done for that build because he already has a Duskblade.
Well, I mean, that's a standard build for Rengar. You want to be able to clear quicker than what you usually can because Rengar is mainly single target. Tiamat just allows for you to get a little bit quicker of a clear to be able to, get gold, get experience, and that sort of thing. Tiamat really just enables that one. You don't necessarily have to build it if you have a good AoE wave, AoE clear as a jungler. So the likes of Kayn doesn't pick up Tiamat, but single target junglers definitely, if they're an AD damage jungler, single target, they do want to pick up the Tiamat. I've talked too long about this one. Rengar's topside.
Rengar is looking topside indeed, but it may not work out too well for.
So is the Yasuo.
Yeah, but they will get caught up. I'm kind of surprised they didn't just fully commit to killing him there. But
it's a Shen.
It's a Shen. Yeah, you
gotta be careful.
Always be careful. All right, well let's find out. Can he do it? 1 versus 3. Gets caught up with the knockout. Caught him with the block. Okay, never mind. That was brutal. Hello, 911. I'd like to report a murder, please. That was devastatingly brutal. And
there was no evidence of the murder because every single fiber of his being got deleted. Yeah, 2 ultimates being spent on that one, but yeah, they really did not want Ward Save Lives to live through that one. So I guess you could say that was well spent. And Yasuo's ultimate almost back up anyway, and we know how low cooldown that is.
Yeah. Look cooldowns though. We're seeing a re-engage and a teleport from the back end coming through here as they will lock down Panda's Ash there. They should be able to get him down relatively low as Call of Force got the Mordecai's locking down the members here. Oh well, he's trying to cut it out and actually probably should be able to get out alive there. Forgive, not even able to solo kill the support in the death realm. Maybe a little bit embarrassing there as the turret is now under siege. While all this is happening, Wappy's like, guys, you handle this. I'm going mid lane. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, and he's picked up a tier 2 turret in the mid lane. Open up the map even more, which gives him a lot more priority around the top side jungle. If they do want to open up the entire map, they have to take that tier 1 turret in the bot lane. But Rangitoto, they should be fine up in the top side. They've got 2 dragons, so they don't necessarily have to worry too much about losing too much priority around the dragon pit just yet. And they have a lot more priority around being able to rotate around the top side. Yeah, being able to rotate around the top side, get some vision in. They have a deep control ward in that top side jungle already. Yasuo placed that one as he was leaving, but you know, dangerous position to be in as Kingsgrove North High School, losing priority around this Baron pit. So, well, okay.
A very angry kitty cat is 7-1.
I was looking down at the mini map, and then I look up for a split second, and the Katarina's almost dead.
Yeah, it wasn't a one-shot for the saving grace there, but Magnolia has just taken over the game here, and we probably will see it further as an engage on the top half of the map. Wards will get cut down here. Guapi Commons leading the charge with that tornado as they will pull in the graves. No one once again dying, and well, unfortunately, Kingsgrove, they played really well to begin with, but when Kitty Cat gets a rolling, there is no one who gets out alive.
Yeah, so we said Guapi was the one to watch out for, and yeah, he's been doing pretty well. He's got 100% crit on the Yasuo, been doing, you know, consistent damage, but when you look at the Rengar,
yeah,
I mean,
Rengar is the general in this game here, while Guapi is almost like the I don't know, the dude in charge of like 12 guys who end up getting on the helicopter at some point during the mission is basically where Guapi is. So as we're seeing Mongolia, the general, I'm gonna get calling him the general now, is grabbing himself the Rift Herald there, and the fact that they are able to secure the second Rift Herald is disastrous as Panda might be getting caught out here, but they got to be careful there as Guapi's taking down low. Staying United coming through, but a 2-man knock-up and a 2-man slam is all that they wrote as Rangitoto will run over Kingsgrove.
yeah, and I thought they were going to be able to take that. They weren't, and now they're going to be able to drop Rift Herald in the mid lane and basically take the turret. Like, if they didn't go for that fight, they should have been able to, they should have gone to drop, well, Rangitoto would have gone to drop the Rift Herald bot side, open up that tier 1 turret, but no. The rest of the team goes for Kingsgrove, and they're like, all right, let's just open up their base.
Coming at the 18-minute mark, sure, Baron isn't much of an availability, but you can still work off the tier turret staying alive. Specifically, as you were saying before, Tico, this bottom lane has all of its turrets still standing, all of the global gold just waiting to be given into the back pockets here of Rangitoto here. And what does Kingsgrove do here? They're down 8,000 gold. They're down 6 kills. They're down 3 dragons. They're down 4 turrets. They're down the ability to even walk in their jungle without being severely bullied to the point where I genuinely feel bad watching them, because what can you do here? Okay. There's so little. Like, Panda's stuck in the death realm under his own turret and is just getting run down by Forgive.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think Forgive was getting a little bit greedy with that kill, because you really didn't need to use a Realm of Death with... Okay.
I don't know what I just witnessed, Tico.
I think Magnolia dies
not
here.
okay with this one. He's getting cut down.
Yeah. Got a little bit cocky. But you definitely should have been careful with that one. He's picked up the Edge of Night, though. So 2.5 items. You couldn't count that as 3, man. It's a half. Last Whisper is another half. Yeah, count that as 3 items. So this Rengar does quite a bit of significant damage now, and I think he just wanted a quick back to base without having to press the B button.
Is that the excuse we're going for now?
Yeah, he's big braining it.
He's dummy braining that one there. Is Panda is just trying to farm his jungle, man. That's all he wants. He just wants to take his his Raptors, sorry. He just wants to be left alone, and it turns out that's just not allowed as the Solar Flare slows him down. The force collateral damage. I don't think we've been able to see Panda in the past 10 minutes use collateral damage as an offensive ability.
Yeah.
He's purely using it reactively.
Oh. 2v1.
Yeah, Panda, can he pull it off? There's Guapi, gets the knock-up down, pushes down Panda into the ground there, but the defense coming out there, the shield coming out, the flash to get him out alive as well as Ace in the hole, not able to kill any priority targets there. But everybody is so low, they need to be careful as the Leona throws herself in. But the damage turnaround may be a problem there as Demon Lord taking a low. A beautiful enchanted arrow with the cleanse will not save you, Blackberry. As Mongolian, I believe Richarlion's almost going to get torn apart. Panda's the next one. Immediate flash for safety.
Yeah, I definitely do not want to be playing around that part of the jungle. It is Jump City for Magnolia, and they do take that advantage. Magnolia, I mean, he gets a one-shot. Almost a one-shot. He half-health deluxe, and that was through a shield as well. And they've decided they want to start Baron.
A two-man Baron feels a bit over-ambitious, if I'm going to be honest. I'm not saying it can't be done. Mongolia is particularly strong, but it just feels a bit on the ambitious side of things.
They should be able to take it. Now that someone else has come in to tank this one, yeah, they're going to be able to take Baron.
A massive objective given over to the side of Rangitoto here. 9,000 gold now in the favor of Rangitoto, where they can honestly just look, for example, the bottom lane, send three, 4 members there, send Forgive to another side of the map here. As Deathzone comes down on the Panda, he needs to be careful. He needs to win this fight. It is so critical. If he can take down Forgive in his own Deathzone, but it does not matter. He gets taken down. The immediate flash for safety by Forgive.
Yeah, that's a rough spot to be in. Like, I mean, Graves thrives on kills and gold. I mean, most champions do, but it's almost a feast or famine. Yeah, it's almost a feast or famine coming out from the Graves as well. Like, if you are too far behind, Graves is irrelevant. You need to do damage to be able to do something for the rest of your team.
Exactly. You're not bringing him for the likes of crowd control. You're not bringing him, as we're seeing, bullying in the top half. You're not bringing him for his ability to poke down enemies. No. You bring him in to act as a frontline and to trade. And unfortunately, well, frontline, he is not. Trader, no, he is not. As seeing Panda in trouble once again in this middle lane here. Guapi is feeling overly confident, perhaps, as he gets the knock-up, not able to follow through any more. He'll cut down one. A beautiful sidestep of the final spark as Lemon Lord is so damn tanky, trying to do what he can on the front line there. Enchanted Crystal Arrow on the sideline has started to catch them out, and perhaps over-eagerness is the price that they will have to pay as Panda. He wants to, but yeah, he's got to back away.
Okay, yeah. No, Panda's 3 levels down. Is down a couple items as well. The Death Stance on Guapi as well.
Speaking of Guapi's Death Stance, he's basically soloing out Panda, but the CC is a problem there, and they will finally get him down.
Yeah, but in comes Blackberry as well. Yeah. Eventually, all that damage that the Death Stance had turned into bleed damage caught up to the Yasuo health bar, and he did go down. But they do pick up the gold shutdown as well, so that's going to give them a little bit more of a chance to come back, even though they have lost a couple thousand gold.
But hey, they're contesting for a dragon. I don't know if it'll work or not, but there is no Rengar, no Smite, no enemy top laner to boot for this one there. It's going to have to be a hell of a steal. Not able to work that one there as the follow through. Where is the fight? Is there even going to be one? Dreamlord knows he's dead, and I think you just sort of leave him to his fate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rangitoto should have probably known that wasn't going to be their dragon. Yeah, they didn't have 5 members to be able to fight that, and even though they are far ahead, they still have to respect the amount of power that Kingsgrove North High School have. just in their kit alone, not necessarily in their damage, but look at the Ashe. She's got 3 items. She is a dangerous Ashe to deal with. That's 30% cooldown reduction as well, yeah. So look,
I was gonna say, in addition to the build, it's the solution to assassins. You got 2 enemy assassins, Death Dance, problem solved. Now you don't die immediately.
Yeah, and on top of that, OO has picked up well, he's going for a Zhonya's Hourglass as well, so she will be a rather not tanky. As soon as she sees a Rengar lunging to her, she is going to make sure that she presses that Zhonya's Hourglass to make sure she doesn't die instantly.
Well, speaking of dying instantly, Tico, we may have some fights on top of that. Surge's coming out, does get a nice taunt, final spark, gets Guapi low, but it may not matter as he tries to get the follow-up there. The Grave, is now fighting inside the Death Realm there. The Flash will not deter Forgive as the rest of the team filter through here. They will cut each member down from Kingsgrove. The dive into the backline by Magaliota is going to get them killed, but it may not matter as the 4 members strong charge forwards.
Beautifully done by the remaining 2 members of Kingsgrove North High School. They have the power of Ashe. I think they do need to play around this Ashe now, because that is probably their ticket back into this game. Playing around this Ashe, making sure she stays alive. She has the damage, she has the DPS. Just keep her alive.
Oh, anyone who's doing some significant damage here. Guapi, with his 3.5 items, is doing quite nicely to boot as well. And I'm very interested to see how that rocks out for her. For Guapi in the middle lane. And so far, a quick look down items, Tico. There is nothing really too surprising coming out for any one of these plays here. Yeah, no, it's just pretty standard stuff coming out here to give them the best openings.
Yeah. And I do think that this is where Katarina doesn't thrive and why she isn't a meta pick. She's very susceptible to CC. We all know this. You don't see her much in tournament play. You see her a lot in solo queue because people like Katarina. But in tournament play, just so many of these champions counter her. Leona does. Caitlyn does, because you can place a trap right under her as she's doing her ultimate. So, you know, as soon as she gets caught out in that one, she's going to take a bunch of damage. Mordekaiser is going to be able to draw her in as well. Just CC is the counter to Katarina.
Yeah, and I just think that kind of mostly lives in the Leona coming into this point in the game. So we'll see how the Leona is able to focus down the Katarina. Hopefully not like that, because that was a whiff and a half.
Use collateral damage once again, even though he wasn't in imminent danger. Probably didn't know that one though. They are going to be able to spot out that the Baron is being taken, but Graves
He's looking for it. Can he get it away? Yes, he can. Says thank you very much for your hard work, guys. I will see you later. Back at Mountain, maybe, but that is still my base. That is still my Baron. Thank you very much for that objective.
Yeah, so that's going to keep them in this game for a little bit longer. They steal the Baron. They've brought their gold lead back from a almost 10,000 gold deficit to now a 6,000 gold difference. And they're playing this one really well. However, 40 seconds left on Dragon.
Yeah. But the bright side, at least, is Panda will be alive to move up and contest the Dragon. Do I expect him to get a steal? No. I think that Kingsgrove will set up for a proper fight and will not be forced to, you know, steal the objective away. But hey, you never know. That's the joy of League of Legends. There might be a steal, there might not be a steal. There may be something like what we just witnessed, or there may not.
Yeah. So a reset has come out from the side of Rangitoto College. I'm a little bit... Blade of the Ruined King would be the next one from Blackberry. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't get the recall on with the Vampiric Scepter for Blackberry, but each to their own.
The jungle has been caught out. Panda's way too far forward. The Graves isn't so much over the fun spark lays across multiple members, but it does not matter. The wind will hold them back, but Panda on the Graves just got way too close and got punished.
Yeah. tried to get in a little bit too close and fell into the fire. Did not want to be there, and unfortunately got caught out for that one. Guapi wants something here, though.
Oh yeah, he's an aggressive man. We talked about it before. Although, even with the Guardian Angel, he is playing a little bit on the safer side, which I think is the correct decision here. Even if you can 1v3, doesn't mean you will successfully 1v3.
Especially against the likes of an Ashe, against a Lux. They do have potential to be able to kite you out as a Yasuo. If you can't dash, you're gonna have a hard time being mobile as a quote-unquote assassin, because I don't necessarily think Yasuo counts as an assassin.
He's like an assassin, bruiser, warrior, fighter, barbarian.
I don't even know what you count him as. He's like, I'm just gonna say a melee AD carry.
I'm gonna say annoying is what I classify him as. Which is exactly what he is in my eyes. He's an annoyance whenever I end up playing League of Legends here. As we do crest the 31-minute mark in this semi-final game here, and taking a quick look at the items to CS numbers here, I think what is partly alarming is Katarina is sitting on 2 items, someone who we've really hoped to be doing better, and Shen has less CS than both junglers this game.
Yeah. So you see a lot of the gold difference is sitting within the mid lane and the top lane. A majority of it is in the mid lane though. If you look at that difference, it's a 7,000 gold. No. What's my math? 7,000. Yeah, I was correct. I am big brain. 7,000 gold difference between these 2 mid laners. So that's almost 2 items. If not already 2 items. That is 2 items.
Oh, it is exactly 2 items. I mean, there, as we look at the Yasuo sitting pretty much ready to go into his final item here with the last Whisper. In fact, no, I think, yeah, he just grabbed it then. In fact, so this Yasuo is now ready to go, full build. The only thing you can get rid of is his boots. Facing up against it, Katarina is still putting everything together. She's trying to MacGyver her way out of the situation when unfortunately MacGyver already found a way to open the front door. So hopefully Panda's Katarina is able to weather the storm, get that death cap and get online, because so far, unfortunately, it is just not looking brilliant.
Yeah, they definitely do have to respect this one. Ward save lives as well. Probably not in the best position to be able to get a flank on them as well. It is a 4v5 potential there, but even then, Rangitoto are a little bit too strong to be able to take that fight, and they are pushing closer and closer towards that 10,000 gold difference.
Yeah, and look at the way they're setting up for this Baron. They aren't starting it immediately. They aren't trying to force vision control. They're waiting in the bushes around the Baron saying, hey, the chances of us being here are high, do something about it. Thing and engage in the bottom lane here. The Death Row is down onto Forgive, who doesn't give a damn that he might be in trouble there as deletion comes through out onto Panda's Ashe. Forcing it then back to re-engage though from the Katarina's pretty nice there on the punch. Can he get some more follow-through, gets locked down and taken down there as the fight will continue to break out nice and slow as Forgive trying to do what he can as Guapi finally gets access to the backline himself, and Guapi will return the favor in kind. Owo zoned out of position as well. Finally, Lemon Lord will fall there, and what a scrappy and messy fight from both these teams.
They did need to respect it, but this fight is still going on. I think they want to get this Yasuo.
Yeah, but the Guardian Angel is going to make it a little bit annoying to do so here. He gets the knock-up, not able to get any follow-through damage, burnt down. There's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. If they can time it well, it does not matter with the Windwall being up. Force to flee. Can Guapi get alive? Not against the Ashe, and will finally go down. A nice bonus shutdown goal to Ashe.
Yeah, and Panda's hit 4 item. Like, as I said before, that is their ticket back into this game. Play around Panda, because he's got the DPS. He's got the potential to carry this game. You need to make sure, because you can also look at the difference between the 280 carries. 6,000 gold difference. And that's in favor of Panda on the losing team. So they just... Yeah, 80 carry Panda.
Well, Panda's in trouble now as we're seeing them skirmishing around the objective there, but the Katarina is trying to do it again. Not able to get the kills though. That's a disaster. They lost the fight engaged. They lost the fight disengaged. They are just going to lose this fight wholeheartedly as Rangitoto found their openings, found the guard was down, slaughter Kingsgrove, and in fact, they can say they couldn't care less about the Baron as the base is in their eyes.
Yeah, they should be able to take this game quite easily. Death timers are a little bit too long to be able to save this game back. And Forgive is going to smash down these turrets. The rest of his team is going to join in right afterwards. And they are going to be able to take first Nexus turret, second Nexus turret, and eventually the game.
The game here for the semi-finals will go done and dusted in favor of Rangitoto. A convincing showing here. Although there was quite a bit of back and forth, perhaps too much back and forth here, Tico. But at the end of the day, the victors come out with, I must say, as much as my eyes were looking at the explosiveness of the middle lane, I crashed, didn't I?
No, you're still here.
Oh, I'm still okay. My camera's frozen. As much as I was expecting the explosiveness of the middle lane, Mongolia MVP performance on this Rengar. Gets ahead early, gets his team to follow up. Yes, there are a couple botched engages, but you know what? You're human. I'm sorry, but that's just how it goes. And I think he did absolutely phenomenal on the assassin.
Yeah, no, played that beautifully. And even though we were saying like it's a losing matchup for the Rengar, and he just utilized his team. The point that he started snowballing the lead was going towards mid lane, getting that counter gank onto that mid lane because they were trying to take down Guapi, and then Magnolia was just sitting in the bush waiting, managed to turn it around onto Panda on the Graves, and then just says, all right, I'm gonna snowball this lead into 2 kills, does so, and then is going to be able to snowball the rest of the game into off the back of that and basically carries his team from there.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, Rangitoto will be advancing to the final series we have for you guys today. It is a best of 3 finals for the winners bracket. The winner of this game will be advancing their way to the grand final here at Meta, and the loser will be dropping down into the losers bracket. So guys, do not go anywhere, as Rangitoto will be fighting off against Perth Modern School to find out who will be our first grand finalist contestant.